Welcome to Politics, Economics, and More. Your go-to channel for insights, analysis, and updates on happenings and developments in Nigeria and the global space. Our goal is quality analysis to deepen engagement and foster dialogue on happenings around you. To get notified of new uploads, please subscribe and hit the notifications button. Recent reports in the news have raised eyebrows about the electricity tariffs Nigerians are being made to pay by electricity distribution companies, popularly called DISCOs. The question on the lips of well-meaning observers of the recent news is, are DISCOs overbilling Nigerians? It all started with the order made by the Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission to the DISCO in the state's main electricity distribution company, a subsidiary of Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. The order banned a tariff from 206 naira to 160 naira per unit of electricity, a 22% decrease. Various newspaper reports based on the order by the Enugu power regulator's move have spurred other states' electricity regulators are considering the same move of slashing tariff to ease the burden on the masses in their respective states. This is no doubt good news to the people coming at a time when Nigerians are hard-pressed with high living costs. The move by the Enugu regulator has sparked reactions from all segments, including electricity distribution companies, electricity generating companies, and consumers alike. The questions or posers include: what could have informed the slash in tariff? Does the Enugu DISCOs have its facts right? What did Enugu DISCOs discover that the national regulator, NAC, did not see previously? Could it be that Nigerians were being overbilled by the distribution companies all along? Finding answers to these will require an in-depth review of how both NAC and Enugu regulator arrived on their respective tariffs. However, it is important to have a background of how the Nigerian electricity industry got to this point. Since 2013, following the Power Sector Reform Act of 2005, the Nigerian electricity regulator had responsibility for setting tariffs for all DISCOs in the country. This it does with the issuance of the multi-year tariff order from time to time, in line with the Electricity Act of 2023, one of the first set of bills assented to by President Tinubu on assumption of office. States are allowed to regulate the electricity sector within their states. As of July 2025, 7 states now have control over the electricity markets within their states. These are Enugu, Ondo, Ekiti, Imo, Oyo, Edo, and Kogi. In the next few months, the following 4 states will join the list: Lagos, Ogun, Niger, and Plateau. In the 10 years since privatization of the electricity industry, before the 2023 Act that decentralized regulation, the multi-year tariff orders by the national regulator NAC have only had a couple of comprehensive reviews. It was in 2024 that a substantial upward review was announced, resulting in about 300% increase in tariff for band customers. It appears the subsidy differential being borne by the federal government is what is responsible between the tariff for band by NAC and that approved by the Enugu State regulator. The DISCOs are the segment of the electricity supply chain that interfaces with the consumers. They collect payments and have responsibility to settle other value chain members such as the electricity generators, the GENCOs, the transmission company equals Transco, and also the regulator. The GENCOs, which are entitled to the largest chunk of the revenue from the value chain, usually do not get paid in full by the DISCOs, as the DISCOs claim the current tariffs are not cost reflective. According to reports, the average billing by the GENCOs for a unit of electricity is 112 naira. They get settled by the DISCOs for about 40%. The balance 60% of what is due to GENCOs is passed on to the federal government and referred to as electricity subsidy as we know it. The Enugu regulator appeared to have only captured the 40% of the GENCOs billing in setting the tariff for the DISCO in the state. So long as the federal government is ready and willing to settle a portion of the GENCOs billing, then it makes sense not to factor it into the final tariff for consumers. Until there is a resolution of how the current subsidy component will be settled, it makes sense to remove it from the tariff computation. This appears to be the reason for Enugu State regulator's reduction. The right and privilege of regulating the electricity market, however, appears will come with the burden of paying subsidies. This is the view and position of the Minister of Power based on press reports. However, the states appear unwilling to bear the burden, at least with respect to outstanding subsidies amount put at over 4 trillion naira. The position of the Enugu regulator is very understandable, and until an agreement is reached between the federal government and the various state governments on the issue of subsidy, Enugu band consumers can enjoy their new lease of reduced electricity tariff burden. We welcome your thoughts and comments. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.